So the Mallard has been unmasked. First off, you have to tell me, what was it like being on The Masked Singer, and how was it like being in that costume?
Well, it was as hot as you could ever imagine. After every performance, I would be soaking wet, really hard. I couldn't see, basically from here down, I could not see. And so, which made it really difficult. Like I couldn't even see where to put my mic. So you had to like try to find the place to put your mic. So really difficult, but really fulfilling and awesome too, to be able to pull that off and not screw it up too bad.
And what were rehearsals like? I know you mentioned it was really hard, like trying to figure out where your mic was. How did you prepare for that?
Well, in rehearsals, I had a mirror, so I could see the mirror. So that made it a lot easier. So rehearsals we start out, we would go practice just to where to be on the stage. And then you actually practiced on the stage, which was important because you had to get your bearings right to make sure you didn't fall off the stage because you couldn't see. But yeah, I practiced every time with the mask on because I wanted, the more time I spent in it, the more comfortable I felt. The first time out, I was like, there's no way. I mean, this is so hard. But, you know, the more you had it on, the more you kind of got used to it and you didn't feel quite so claustrophobic.
And how did you keep this a secret? I know it's like the people on The Masked Singer, it's always like such a surprise, but did you tell any of your family members?
I told the people living in my house because it was going to be really hard for me because I was practicing a lot and singing. I had music going constantly. And I was listening to tracks. And so, yeah, my kids would hear me going, what's dad up to? And we were gone for a month in the summer to Los Angeles. So they kind of were trying to figure out where we were. And so I did tell them, but yeah, it was really hard to keep it secret. You know, with television, you're so used to promoting everything, right? You're just like, we got to promote it, get your fans behind you. And this one was such the opposite. You did it, and then you just didn't say a word until it came out. And I remember I can't remember, I was somewhere at a restaurant or something. And I remember the first time I saw it and I saw the duck costume and I went, oh, look. And then I was like, oh no, I can't call myself out like that.
And when you were approached, was it an immediate yes? And had you watched the show prior to being on it?
It was a yes. I really didn't watch the show that much before. And my mother-in-law, it's her favorite show. And she kept telling me, Willie, you've got to do this show. You got to do this show. You'll do so good. And I was like, wow, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Do you call somebody or I don't really know how to get on the show. And so didn't really think about it. And then, yeah, my agent called and said, Masked Singer was interested in you coming on. And I died laughing. I said, she is going to die because she loves that show. And so it was kind of cool that she had been telling me, I mean, at least for like a year, like she thought I would do well on the show. And turns out she was right.
Did she freak out when she found out that when you were unmasked?
Yeah, she did. It was quite, you know, she actually knew. We had to tell her early because of the way the house situation is. When we were gone for a month, somebody had to make sure everything was running around here. So we told her because she was the one who had said it. And so she was so excited. It was fun just like telling her the whole way through, you know, what was happening. But yeah, we watched it. And when the mask came off, yeah, it was kind of neat, you know, because I hadn't seen it either. You know, I hadn't seen the way it ended and all that. And so it was kind of cool. Plus, I'd not seen the other singers because, I mean, it's not really a competition because you don't really know who you're competing against, nor did we hear them. And so, yeah, I'm watching the show going, holy moly, these people are really good. There were some really good singers on there.
Now I have to ask, your daughter Sadie, she welcomed her daughter Honey, who is just so cute. How are you liking being a grandpa to that little bundle of joy?
It is the best. Honey was there when I was revealed. Sadly, she probably never remember it, but I had two of my other grandkids there, and I kept asking them during the show, like, who is the Mallard? And both of them would point at me, and they're both two, and so they would point at me. So I guess they had it figured out as well. And but yeah, being a grandpa has been awesome. Really fun watching the kids grow up. And yeah, she's great, and I just can't wait until she can start communicating so we can figure out what she's going to be like.
And has Sadie come to you for any parenting advice at all, or have you offered her any at all? Because I know your family's so close.
Not me so much yet because they're still at the baby stage, and so I don't think that's where the dads get the advice. Mom, Korie has been giving a lot of advice on that. So I think once they get to about 2 years old, that's when they come to me and say, "Now, Dad," because that's when they start getting kind of ornery. So they ask advice on that. And so, yeah, I'd be happy to give it, but not so much at the baby phase.
And Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Do you have any fun family plans for that?
I do. We're going to get together a little early. So now that my kids are married, it's kind of, you're kind of dealing with that. Oh, we got to go to this families and this families, and so we're going to move ours up a little bit, get everybody in. You know, what's funny was back in the day with Duck Dynasty, we were together all so much that Thanksgiving was just kind of like the next day we were together. But now we're kind of spread out, and so yeah, coming back is kind of more meaningful because we don't get to see each other quite as much. We're all busy, and so yeah, it'll be fun seeing the extended family and Uncle Si, my parents, is getting everybody together, my siblings, and so because we don't see each other near as much as we used to when we were filming.
And I've seen on your Instagram you have been cooking up a storm. Do you have any go-to Thanksgiving dishes you're planning on making, or is there any favorites of yours?
This one's going to be tight. I did the other day, I did some venison wraps. And so it's kind of deer season here. And so actually I'm going to be moving around and probably be out in the woods a lot. I know we usually have duck and dressing, and I may put together some kind of venison recipe, but I have been cooking up a storm. I've got my own YouTube channel now, so I'm gonna do a lot of cooking there as well. So passionate about that, love that. And but yeah, we'll have there'll be plenty of food, I'll say that.
I also have to say congrats on your upcoming 30-year wedding anniversary. Do you have any big plans, and what advice can you offer for how to maintain such a happy and healthy marriage?
Well, it's a lot of work, and I always say you got to give and you got to take, and I try to give more than I take, and but there's just different seasons of our life where we have to, lean on each other. And Korie and I have been through a lot, and yeah, we're proud of that fact. We're going to do something big. Probably won't be on the anniversary because we got a lot of stuff stacked up in January. But probably somewhere in the next couple of months, we'll take a big trip and do something fun. So yeah, 30 years is it's crazy. Been married longer than we were single for sure. And yeah, we kind of grew up together. And now that we have the grandkids, it's kind of like, we made it. Now it's really making sense, especially as our children have children.